Today, we're exploring a topic that doesn't always get the attention it deserves: the decline in mouse populations and why it matters. Mice might seem like small, insignificant creatures, but they play a crucial role in our ecosystems. Their presence helps maintain the balance of nature, supporting the survival of many other species, from birds of prey to foxes. Mice are an important food source for these predators, and their decline could cause major disruptions in the food chain. Mice contribute to ecosystems in several key ways. For one, they help in seed dispersal. As they scurry around in search of food, they carry seeds from one area to another, allowing new plants to grow. This process supports plant diversity and helps ecosystems thrive. Mice also play an essential role in nutrient cycling. As they feed and move through their habitats, they contribute to the health of the soil, which is critical for the growth of plants that other species rely on for food and shelter. But there are concerns that mice are disappearing. Their decline is not just a small problem. It could have serious consequences for ecosystems worldwide. Without mice, many predators would face difficulties finding food. This loss could lead to a ripple effect, where the decline of one species causes the decline of others. The loss of mice might cause an imbalance in the populations of predators and other animals that rely on them. The situation is particularly concerning because mice are facing several challenges that threaten their survival. Habitat loss is one of the biggest threats. As human activity continues to expand, urban areas are spreading, and forests are being cut down. This destruction of natural habitats makes it harder for mice to find safe places to live and reproduce. Climate change adds another layer of difficulty. As temperatures rise and weather patterns become more unpredictable, mice are struggling to adapt. Their food sources are becoming less reliable, and their living conditions are deteriorating. Despite these challenges, many people don't realize just how important mice are. But as we learn more about the complex connections in nature, it's clear that the decline of mice could be a warning sign of broader ecological problems. In the next part of this series, we'll dive deeper into the specific factors contributing to the decline of mouse populations, such as habitat loss, climate change, and the pressure from predators. Stay tuned as we uncover how these issues are affecting not just mice, but entire ecosystems. In the first part of our series, we explored how important mice are to our ecosystems. Now let's dive deeper into the specific factors that are contributing to their population decline. Mice face a combination of challenges that are making it harder for them to survive and thrive in the wild. These challenges come from both natural and human-made sources, and together, they are pushing mouse populations to dangerously low levels. One of the primary threats to mice is habitat loss. As cities and towns expand, the natural environments where mice live are being destroyed. Urbanization leads to the building of roads, homes, and commercial buildings, all of which take away the areas where mice can build their nests and find food. As forests and grasslands are cleared for development, mice are left with fewer places to hide, reproduce, and forage. This destruction of habitat is a huge problem because it reduces the amount of safe space available for mice to thrive. In addition to habitat loss, climate change is playing a major role in the decline of mice populations. Changes in temperature and weather patterns affect mice in several ways. Warmer temperatures can shift the types of plants and animals available for mice to eat, and unpredictable weather events like floods and droughts can destroy the places where they live. As climate conditions continue to change, it is becoming more difficult for mice to find the food and shelter they need to survive. These changes are forcing mice to adapt to new environments, but many are struggling to keep up. Another key factor behind the decline of mice is the pressure from predators. Mice have always been preyed upon by animals like owls, hawks, foxes, and snakes. However, as their habitats shrink and climate conditions change, mice are being forced into smaller and more crowded spaces. In these areas, they become easier targets for predators. The loss of safe hiding places means that mice are more exposed to dangers, making it harder for them to stay alive and reproduce. Human activities are also contributing to the problem. The widespread use of pesticides in agriculture and urban areas has been a major factor in the decline of many small animals, including mice. Pesticides are designed to kill pests, but they don't discriminate between harmful and beneficial animals. Mice that come into contact with these chemicals are poisoned, further reducing their numbers. Additionally, pollution from industrial activities such as chemical waste and plastic pollution is contaminating the environments where mice live, making them even more vulnerable. Together, these factors, habitat loss, climate change, predation, and human activity are creating a perfect storm for the decline of mice populations. The problem is not just about the survival of mice themselves, it's about the ripple effect their disappearance could cause throughout ecosystems. In the next part, we'll explore the potential long-term consequences of the decline of mice and what this could mean for the animals that rely on them not to bind. Stay with us as we uncover the bigger picture of how this issue impacts nature as a whole. In the first 2 parts of this series, we've learned about the important role mice play in ecosystems and the various factors that are contributing to their decline. Now, let's explore the consequences of this decline and what it means for the environment. The disappearance of mice isn't just a problem for mice themselves. It has a cascading effect on the entire ecosystem, impacting many other species and the balance of nature. Mice are a crucial part of the food chain. As small mammals, they serve as an essential food source for many predators, from birds of prey like owls and hawks to larger animals such as foxes and snakes. Without mice, these predators would struggle to find enough food to survive. This disruption in the food chain could lead to a decline in predator populations, creating a ripple effect that reaches across the ecosystem. For example, if birds of prey lose their main food source, their numbers might dwindle, which could lead to an increase in populations of smaller animals, such as insects, that the birds would normally keep in check. But the impact of a mouse population decline goes beyond just predators. Mice also play a vital role in seed dispersal. As they gather food and travel through their habitats, they carry seeds with them, helping to spread plants across different areas. This process encourages plant diversity and supports the growth of new vegetation. If mice disappear, the plants they help spread may not grow as effectively, leading to a reduction in plant diversity. This in turn affects the animals that rely on these plants for food and shelter, causing further disruptions in the ecosystem. Mice are also important for nutrient cycling in the environment. As they feed on seeds, grains, and small plants, they contribute to the breakdown of organic material in the soil. Their presence helps to enrich the soil, promoting healthy plant growth. Without mice, this important process would be disrupted, potentially leading to less fertile soil. This could affect the growth of plants that rely on rich soil, which would have a broader impact on the entire food web. The consequences of mouse population decline extend beyond just the animals and plants that rely on them. As small but important creatures in the ecosystem, their loss can alter the balance of nature in ways that may not be immediately obvious. The loss of a single species can set off a chain reaction, affecting many other species and changing the way ecosystems function. In the next part, we'll take a closer look at what can be done to help mouse populations and prevent further declines. By understanding the challenges they face and taking action, we can help protect these small creatures and, in turn, preserve the balance of our ecosystems. Stay tuned as we explore the conservation efforts that could make a difference in saving mice and ensuring their survival in the wild. In the first 3 parts of this series, we've discussed the important role mice play in ecosystems, the factors contributing to their decline, and the far-reaching consequences of their disappearance. Now it's time to focus on what we can do to help protect mouse populations and ensure their survival. While the challenges mice face are significant, there are several ways we can work together to make a positive impact and prevent further population declines. One of the most important steps we can take is to protect natural habitats. As we've seen, habitat loss due to urbanization and deforestation is a major threat to mice. By preserving forests, grasslands, and other natural areas, we can provide mice with the safe spaces they need to live and reproduce. This can be achieved through better land use planning, where development is carefully managed to avoid destroying vital habitats. Conservation areas and wildlife corridors can also be established to allow mice to move freely between different environments, helping to maintain genetic diversity and supporting population growth. Another critical action is reducing the impact of climate change. Climate change is affecting mice in many ways, from altering their food supply to changing their living conditions. To help mice, it is essential to address the root cause of climate change by reducing greenhouse gas emissions. This can be done through sustainable practices such as using renewable energy sources, reducing waste, and supporting policies that promote environmental protection. While tackling climate change is a global challenge, every effort counts, and even small actions can make a big difference for wildlife, including mice. Preventing the use of harmful pesticides and chemicals is also essential. Pesticides designed for agriculture or pest control often unintentionally harm mice and other small animals. By promoting the use of safer, more environmentally friendly alternatives, we can reduce the risks to mice populations. Supporting organic farming practices and encouraging responsible pesticide use can help protect not just mice, but many other species that are vulnerable to these chemicals. Finally, public awareness and education play a key role in conservation efforts. Many people may not realize how important mice are to the environment and how much their decline can affect the balance of ecosystems. By raising awareness about the challenges mice face and the importance of protecting them, we can encourage individuals, communities, and governments to take action. Education programs that focus on wildlife conservation and the role of small mammals in ecosystems can help foster a greater appreciation for these creatures and inspire people to support conservation initiatives. In conclusion, while the decline of mouse populations is a serious issue, there are many ways we can help ensure their survival. By protecting their habitats, addressing climate change, reducing pesticide use, and promoting education and awareness, we can work together to safeguard mice and maintain the health of our ecosystems. The future of mice and the ecosystems they support is in our hands. It's time to take action before it's too late. Thank you for joining me in this exploration of the challenges facing mice and the steps we can take to protect them. Let's continue to learn, share, and act to preserve the delicate balance of nature for future generations.